Josh just says something that I think we should both elaborate on a little bit on, and that is, what did you say?
All the new rich, like all young people who got super wealthy, probably 95% of them in today's age got there from social media. And because of that, Luke just pulled up a chart showing the amount of YouTube channels that just got created. And it has gone absolutely parabolic. So it doesn't matter who you are, you're not an idiot. People see that the reason why they're getting wealthy is from social media, getting views and learning how to monetize it, which is driving such a demand for both attention. People want more attention from other people, and then they see the way that to monetize it. So the creator economy is most likely just going to skyrocket, but that increases competition and the need to be there before other people.
No, I couldn't agree more. Like, I think if you look at the past 10 years, the new rich are people who built their wealth through social media. It's the creator economy. 10 years before that, it was people who built applications.
Yeah.
Anyone in Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
okay?
100% true.
Yeah, and these like technological revolutions are changing so rapidly. Maybe
Yeah.
we can check out the steak.
I mean, before that, I mean, like that revolution happens at all points. You had
Yeah.
oil, you
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
the mining. Any
Yeah.
industry that explodes, you have to find a way to monetize it.
Yeah. So like in the early 1800s, it was the invention of, the steam engine, railways. 50 years later, it was the invention of electricity. 50 years after that, it was Henry Ford and the invention of the automobile.
Holy smokes, this looks spectacular.
Yeah, let's
Luke.
film
Sorry,
this.
I am having a problem in my pants.
We can talk about our nerdy stuff in a minute, but we're going to show you guys the steaks that we're about to absolutely devour.
Yeah, 2 of these is a lot of steak.
Yeah.
But then the real problem today is every business and every person needs views. So
Yeah.
if you can find a way to short stack that for those people, there's a huge business opportunity, which is kind of the business that both of us are in.
Well, it was the business that you really pushed me into. When I first met you in Colombia last year, I think I was just making videos for a Bitcoin educational company. Josh was like, dude, you can teach everyone to do this. Scale your business. Take on 5 clients, take on 10 clients and teach them to do what you're doing. And I think it was thanks to you that I finally pulled my finger out and started doing it. And I really started looking at this whole creator economy revolution in a lot more detail or depth, so to say. And I think, I think right now the media is more distrusted than it has ever been before in human history. I think 2020 was a massive eye-opening moment for a lot of people. And now they're looking for people online to actually give them truthful information. It started with Joe Rogan, and now people just want to tune into someone who they think they're friends with, who is actually going to give them truth.
Yeah, I have an opinion that I'd like to know your thoughts on. I think that there's a massive bubble in the creator economy when it comes to people selling courses and monetizing it, because every single person that we know or anyone knows for the most part that's super rich at a young age got there by growing a social media and selling some sort of product to them. Every single person's doing this. Every single person has done it. And so I think there's going to be a lot of pain for those types of people, because the demand to purchase those types of products are going to go down with the increase in supply, but also with how little those things actually work. Because most of those people are utter scammers, and they're doing it to make a quick buck, or even if they aren't buying those scam courses, or even if they aren't scams, people don't get the results, therefore they don't buy anymore. And we're at the point where most people have bought one of those things, and they are most likely not going to buy if they had bad results the first time. So you have to think of a real business, which is what my goal is. How do you form a real business? Not some shitty online product, but a real business that solves a real problem to other people through social media right now.
No, I agree. I 100% agree with your analysis. I think a lot of people selling these courses are just scammers. A lot of them have faked their lifestyle to get their fake followers. They've rented Lamborghinis, they've rented boats, they've rented steak dinners like this maybe with steak that tastes amazing. You're making me want to try it, Josh. But I agree, I think a lot of these people selling courses are scammers. And I think none of these courses actually solve a real world problem. Like, have you seen Hamza?
I know who he is, but I don't know what the hell he does.
Just one of these guys, one of the most popular guys in the space. Okay, we're going to talk about courses more in the moment. Pam's giving me the eyes. Have a look. She's got steak and Wagyu burger in front of her. I'm going to pick this up and answer Josh's question in more detail. in a minute. And I think a lot of these people who are not evolving their content, they're the weak-handed content creators because they're not fulfilled in what they're talking about. They're just making the same content every day. How to get rich, how to rent a Lambo,
Even
how to
if they
do this.
are doing the same things, they just aren't getting better.
Yeah.
That's the main problem. The competition's getting higher and higher because there's people like us who are now seeing this and saying, going up to businesses and saying, hey, I'll help you grow your YouTube channel. I'll help you grow your social media because you can monetize it so well. And a lot of these people, they're just not good enough. And they think that the problem's not within themselves, but within other people. That's the big mistake most people make, I believe.
It's the algorithm, Josh. The algorithm hates me.
If
That's
anyone
why
says that, I want to throw up in my mouth. And the joke there is most people complain and say the reason why they don't get views is because the algorithm doesn't like them. But what is the algorithm? The algorithm is people. So if you say the algorithm doesn't like you, you have to say people don't like you. That's what you have to replace it with because the algorithm is only responding to human behavior. So if human behaviors respond in a positive way towards your videos, the algorithm will show it to more people. But if they don't, then they won't. Therefore, you are the problem. It is indefinite self-accountability, which is something that I like to do in my personal life, but you have to do that in your business and social media life as well. So my business model is helping large businesses grow their social media and then selling their product on the back end. The way that I angle it to businesses is saying I help them get more customers because that's all these businesses care about. But because you can monetize social media so well, all I'm really doing is helping them grow their social media and then doing some really basic back-end funnels to convert them into customers. Yesterday, one of my clients who I always talk about, but I won't name right now, we've been pushing this, let's say, back-end funnel for a long period of time. And just yesterday in revenue, they did about $45,000. And that's 100% profit because it was getting them to a live event. So the way you can monetize these things is incredible if you have the views. Views are all potential customers if you know how to utilize them. Because because I don't have a real business myself, the highest leverage opportunity for me right now is utilizing other people's audiences, helping them grow, and then taking a percentage of their real businesses. But I have a question for you. What's your next step? How are you going to increase your income?
Yes, so my next step is, so last year I was doing a lot of ghostwriting, working way too hard, 14 hours a day.
So he's understating it. He would wake up before everyone in the house. He would work until everyone goes to sleep every single day.
Yeah.
And just fucking living on that laptop.
Yeah, it was 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. Producer Pam, who's behind the camera, was also doing a shit ton of work. We work in 7 days a week. So for someone who's homeless, like 16, 17, and never really making more than like $15,000 a year, really, to have the opportunity to be making like 5 figures a month, I said hell yes to all of that. And I was saying, yes to this ghostwriting opportunity and writing this email, blah, blah, blah. So my big pivot for about 12 months ago, which was once again inspired by Josh, was to make sure that I kind of aligned my jobs where it's helping me and my brand as well along the way. So now I'm focusing a lot more on my personal YouTube channel where I'm the face of it and I own that business. So if I don't feel like making videos, I don't make videos. I was burnt out and chronically sick in Argentina for 3 weeks. I made no videos on my YouTube channel and it still gave me revenue. So my big pivot is trying to get equity in businesses and in companies that I'm working for, which I have achieved this year. And also the work I'm doing, I'm the face of it. So I'm directly benefiting from it. So last year, I was ghostwriting for all of these different companies and nobody knew it was me making the content. So I was getting paid, but my personal reputation, my personal brand was getting no recognition. So that was the pivot, I suppose, but where am I going next? So again, I have this thesis on the creator economy. I think the 2 fastest growing trends in the world right now, well actually, I think there's 3 rapidly growing trends in the world right now. It is the growth of digital nomads. So in 2018, there was 3 million digital nomads. Today, there's 35 million. So that's 10x in only 6 years, okay? So everybody wants to know how to be a digital nomad. They want to learn from digital nomads. They want to learn from people who have been to all of these quote unquote dangerous countries like Colombia where we are right now.
It's so dangerous.
It's so dangerous.
So dangerous. We just had the best steak ever. This sucks.
I know, right? So again, my short answer is my long-term thesis is we're going through 3 exponential trends. One of those is digital nomads. One of those is this creator economy, digital renaissance kind of man, where people are creating content online. And third and finally, the last one is of course Bitcoin. So I'm personally making videos on all of those, in all of those different fields and industries. And I've been trying to learn as much as I possibly can about all of those. So we've been buying Bitcoin for 7 years. Pam and I have been traveling as nomads permanently for 2.5 years. And I've been trying to help businesses grow their social media profiles and make money online for the past 3 or 4 years as well. So that's kind of where I'm going. But I want to make sure that all of the work I'm doing, I'm making content, educating people about those fields and spaces. That was a long answer.
No, but you're 100% right. So I have a better answer for why I'm not taking on this work. It's because I care so much about my brand and reputation, and I'm 21 right now. I don't need to live a luxurious lifestyle, even though I am. I'm completely fine living beneath my means. I care more about how much money I'm making when I'm 27 and 30. I'm just trying to think about things on such a long-term time horizon. So when I say I'm turning down $10,000 a month opportunities, it's because I'm trying to have everything compound to when I'm 30, I'm making a lot more than that. That's my rationale for turning down quote unquote low leverage opportunities, even though it's more money than most people even consider.
Such a great point too, and you've brought up something else in my mind as well. Like, I think I told you this the other day, but Tim Ferriss said something along the lines of like, your reputation in the digital age is like, it's a really scarce, rare commodity. It's like digital gold, okay? Once you fuck or you ruin your reputation and people don't trust you, you are done for forever, okay? It's on the internet forever. And like, it's kind of similar. I'm also turning down a lot of very high paying opportunities that would ruin my reputation. So I get offered very large sums of money to talk about all of these different cryptocurrencies on my Bitcoin YouTube channel. And they're all scams and they're all shit. And I could make a ton of money, selling crap to my viewers and my audience. But I just don't believe in any of that stuff firstly. Like, I think, if you're gonna have a digital money, it has to be decentralized and immutable and unstoppable. So I genuinely believe Bitcoin's the only thing that can't be stopped by a government and has any value at all. So it's my genuine belief, but I just don't want to ruin my reputation because, like Josh, I'm playing the long game here.
Yeah. And so when I was saying all these creators are going to go bust, and I'm saying it kind of in stock terms, the reason is because of their reputation. It's if someone cheats on you in a relationship, you will never build that trust back. And so when all these people are selling out for those sums of money, they're creating courses because they see their friends making a bunch of money, they are selling out and they will never gain back the trust that they had before that. And so now when I go to events, because I work with all of the speakers for the most part and most of the time, a lot of, at least Ken, he always says all of his success is due to me, which is the biggest compliment you could have. And because of that, people are fighting for my business. And PJ can attest to this. We, at this cruise, every single dinner or every single lunch that I was having, people were like almost begging to take me on as a client, not because of what I said or because I did anything, but because of my reputation and because of what other people say about you. So the reason why I don't take on a lot more work is because if I take on more work, results suffer. And I don't have the capacity right now. It's easy to say just scale your team and hire. You have to take a very methodical approach when it's your reputation on the line. And because I know I'm not that smart, I need to do this in a very slow way. I think people could make a lot more money a lot faster if they were in my position.
Yeah, and like I learned that lesson last year when I was saying yes to absolutely every opportunity that came my way. I did hurt my reputation with one of these companies because I was trying to scale a team and one of the guys I hired made a mistake, and at the end of the day it was my mistake because I didn't have the time to actually review and check his work before it got posted under somebody else's account, and that hurt my reputation when that account realized that I made the mistake. It wasn't my employee, it was me. I didn't have the time to review it. So I agree. I think your reputation is absolutely everything in the digital age, and once you've lost trust or once somebody loses trust in you, they're not going to get it back in you. So again, be very cautious with the companies you partner with. Again, I'm turning down sponsors left, right, and center, and I think that's a good play in the long game here.
Yeah. I just try and think about things. How will this impact me 10 years from now, and not over the next 2 months? Because the $10,000, it's like, fuck, this sounds so good. It gives you this massive boner. It's this massive rush of adrenaline. Because you don't make too much. I don't make much more money than that right now. And so it's, oh my God, this is going to bring me to my dream income so much sooner. But then I say, how will this impact me 5 years from now and 10 years from now? And usually you don't even think about it. So that's always my question to myself.
And I ask myself a slightly different question.
What do you say?
I say $10,000 a month right now. Which
How much
would be
Bitcoin does that buy you?
bingo, ding, 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 ding.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
All I care about is cash flow. All you care about is stacking sats.
Well, I've actually changed my philosophy a lot. We were talking about a video idea that I'm going to make, something along the lines of why I spent 0.8 Bitcoin in the past 2 years to travel the world and be a nomad. Now, I used to be purely, I'm going to stack as much Bitcoin as humanly possible, but now I've come a little bit more towards your end of the spectrum and, hey, I need to increase my cash flow. And once you have more cash flow, you can spend more. So
you can do anything. Yeah. And so I said, if I'm making $100,000 per month and you're still making 15 per se, I can buy $1 million, or I can buy 10 times more Bitcoin than you theoretically. And so that's all I care about. How do I increase the income? We'll see what happens.
I'm trying to do both.
You are doing both though. You're
Yeah.
doing both better than anyone, and you're increasing your lifestyle.
Yeah.
My biggest disappointment in you was that you didn't want to live a better life. I was thinking, why the fuck do you want more Bitcoin if you're never gonna live a better life? So now you're actually living a high quality life, which is amazing to see.
Thanks to your pep talks.
It's probably George as well.
Yeah, George Gammon, who's helped both of us out a lot.
So much. More than my biggest goal in life, or not my biggest goal, but one of my biggest goals is to buy George a watch collection for every dollar he's ever paid me. And that's, I don't know when I'll do it, but I for sure will.
So this is actually probably going to be, this will be posted on your channel, but it's also going to be posted on my channel. A lot of people won't know the story behind that tattoo on your leg and how you met George Gammon. Do you want to tell the story quickly? Do you have...
Yeah. When I was in high school, me and PJ, we were running a kick-ass business. And then during COVID, it got shut down. So we were like, fuck, what do we do now? I just started reading business books. And I read every single business book there humanly was. And I stumbled upon macroeconomics. And I fell in love with it. So instead of going to school my senior year, which was kind of the COVID aftermaths, I just studied macroeconomics, and I was reaching out to people every single day, trying to work for them for free, trying to pay them to work for them, doing anything I could with no results. So eventually, George was my dream person to work for. I said, he was having a meetup in Arizona where he said that if anyone wants to show up, you can. At that point, I was living in Boston and I'd never been on a plane. And so I said, this is the perfect opportunity. What can I do to stand out? I got his logo tattooed on my leg. I took my first ever flight to go meet him. And I started working for him a few months after that. It was, the rest of the story, was not as easy as just getting a job on spot. It is actually more difficult after the fact, but putting yourself out there definitely gets it done.
Yeah. Moral of the story, take risks. Everybody's so scared to take risks.
Especially when you're young. Well, my thought process is, the only thing I have to lose is ending up like my parents. No offense, Mom.
I love your mum for the record.
I know, she's the best. She's the best. But I don't want to go to the same Applebee's every single weekend and drink the exact same beers. I want to live a lifestyle that I thought was a lot more fun. And now that I'm living it, I can assure you it is a million times more fun than I could have ever fathomed. And more fulfilling as well.
You definitely need to take risks. Like when I was 20, 21, telling all my buddies, hey, I don't want to drink this weekend because I want to read books, or I want to try to do this and learn that and learn why. It's like, at the time, you're going to be bullied and made fun of, and, oh, why don't you just come drink with the boys, bro? But I think in the long term, like if you're curious and if you want to take risks, take risks. Don't succumb to peer pressure. Like, I think you're 21 and you also don't drink, and I'm sure
I drink once in a while with George, like, and Ken. If when Robert Kiyosaki offers you a cocktail, you take it. You just shut the hell up and you take the cocktail. So that's more so my thought process on it.
I'm talking about different kind of drinking. I'm talking about maybe drinking with high school buddies who, you know, the most intellectually stimulating conversation you might have is about, like,
chicks.
Yeah, chicks. Yeah, like, I mean, if you're at an event with someone like Robert Kiyosaki, or
he offers you a drink, you're gonna take it.
You
better
drink.
take that drink.
Yeah, you take that drink. you take that drink because you don't know what nugget of wisdom he's going to drop to you an hour later.
Yeah, what you're talking about is not drinking buddy activities. It's still very, very high level stuff.
Yeah.
And then the only thing to me, everything makes so much sense in hindsight. Like, I've been told so many times that this was like the easiest decision ever. And for me, it has been. But when your family and friends look down upon you for the decisions that you're making, it is emotionally pretty difficult. And when I was saying that I was not going to go to college, when you're a senior in high school, every person asks you, what's your plan after high school? Where are you going to college? I remember going to the dentist and they saying, where are you going to college? I said, I'm not. And they just like spit in my mouth. Like not actually, but people really look down upon you when you say that. And it is a disappointing feeling from them, but I knew in my gut that was the right decision to make. If you know something is the answer and if you have a gut feeling about it, you just have to go with it. I mean, you're so good with that, Luke. You have more balls than me and PJ combined over here, just with your fearlessness, knowing that if this is what you believe in, you'll scream it from the rooftop.
There's a time there's a time and a place to just absolutely send it, and just say exactly how you feel about certain things. I think we've all done some pretty interesting things as teenagers younger that certainly teaches you intuition and when to say how you feel about something and when to take a risk and when not to take a risk. I try my best, but I mean, the more you take risks, the more you learn. I think that's the biggest takeaway from our chat. Not enough people are taking risks, and especially if you're young and you're watching this, take a risk. I mean, you literally do only live once, and I think a lot of people just get stuck in bad habits that lead to nowhere.
La cuenta, por favor? Gracias. Yeah, I'm about to pee my pants, so.
Yeah, same. I got nothing.
I'm literally gonna pee my pants right now.
Yeah, you drank so much fucking water.
Oh, I don't know where to go.